Can teams replace players on World Cup rosters? Rules on squad changes for 2026 FIFA finals explained. Every squad for the first 48-team World Cup has been handed into FIFA and finalized. Several players, such as Spain superstar Lamine Yamal, pictured, faced battles to prove their fitness in time to make their respective national rosters. But anxiety among fans and players is unlikely to subside during the final rounds of warm-up matches. A slip here or a tweak there could still rob nations of key players. So what happens if injury strikes? Here's everything you need to know about injury replacement rules at the 2026 World Cup. Can teams replace players on World Cup rosters? Between the Monday, June 1 final deadline for teams to name their 26-man squads for the tournaments and 24 hours between each nation's first match, squad replacements can be called if a player suffers a significant injury or illness. After that 24-hour cutoff, teams cannot make any more alterations to their outfield playing squads. The exception are goalkeepers. Under tournament rules, squads must have between 23 and 26 players and include at least 3 goalkeepers. Therefore, if a goalkeeper is injured or taken ill at any stage in the tournament, they can be replaced. World Cup 2026 injury replacements. With the tournament approaching and the final warm-up friendlies underway, here is a breakdown of teams that have been forced into late changes. Scotland. The former Chelsea youth product, Billy Gilmour, currently playing at Napoli, was named to the Scotland squad ahead of the World Cup. However, he was felled by a knee injury suffered in the friendly against Curaçao on May 29, which Scotland won 4-1, and the federation announced he would miss the World Cup. Manchester United youngster Tyler Fletcher replaced Gilmour in the Scotland squad. Austria. Austria head coach Ralf Rangnick has described Christoph Baumgartner's injury as very bitter news, and it's easy to see why. The RB Leipzig midfielder suffered a thigh injury in a warm-up game against Tunisia on June 1, which will keep him out of a squad in which he was set to be one of the biggest stars. Baumgartner registered 17 goals and 9 assists in all competitions for Leipzig in 2025-26, and he will be a big loss for Austria at these finals. Rangnick has opted against calling up a replacement. South Korea. Defender Cho Yoo-min suffered a foot injury during Korea's 5-0 friendly win over Trinidad and Tobago. Tests later revealed a partially torn plantar fascia in his right heel, meaning an 8-week absence. The KFA released footage of an emotional Cho leaving Korea's camp in Salt Lake City on crutches. Jeonbuk defender Jo Wee-jae, who was already training with the squad as a backup player, has been elevated to Hommyeonbo's Mingwon. Canada midfielder Marcelo Flores faces a long road back after rupturing his right anterior cruciate ligament when playing for Tigres UNAL against Toluca in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Manager Jesse Marsch named Jadon Nelson as his replacement. Sweden Juventus defender Emil Holm has been ruled out of the World Cup with a muscular injury that the Swedish FA confirmed will keep him sidelined for several weeks. Herman Johansson has taken Holm's place in the squad, with Sebastian Nanasi now on Graham Potter's standby list.